Hey, it's Gary with Today for Tomorrow, and thank you for joining me on the first video in our Greening Our Home series. Hey, today's a really cool video because we're going to focus on all the beautiful stuff. Your furniture, your floors, your countertops, your cabinets, all the stuff that looks so nice and makes your home unique. And you know, there's a lot of choices out there, but some of them are better than others, and certainly some are better for the planet. Today we're going to look at a recent home renovation that I did in my house, and I'm going to show you some really neat options for all of those things that are going to be better for the planet, in some instances better for your health, and in some instances better for your checkbook as well. Come on, let's check it out. Okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I went through a home renovation recently, and I really didn't pay too much attention to making decisions that were green. However, as it turns out, I made a lot of green decisions. Maybe it's just because that's in my subconscious. Anyway, I want to share them with you in hopes that if you're going to do a home renovation, you might stop and think and make some of these same decisions. Okay, let's go. Let's start with my floors. I'm going to take you on a quick tour through my house, and I'm going to show you my flooring choice and why I think it's the right choice for you. All right, as you're going to notice, concrete floors. I think they look really nice. And one of the wonderful things about concrete floors, and you're going to see them in some of the world's most architecturally significant homes, concrete floors have something to them. I guess it's an elemental thing, but they just lend a warmth to the house, and they don't compete with anything. I think you can see in my house that we have kind of a beachy, eclectic, maybe a boho chic thing happening here, but it works. The concrete floors work, and they work with all kinds of styles. Urban farmhouse, contemporary, of course, even traditional. I'm going to try to zoom in close here, and you can see what makes a concrete floor so interesting is no two areas are the same. You've got all the different aggregate, you've got the veins from the settlement cracks, you even have little patches here or there, maybe if you have to move a floor outlet like we did. So it's just a really interesting look. Not only that, this is a timeless look. A tile, or maybe the color wood that's in fashion right now, those things will likely not be in fashion 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Aesthetics aside, let's get into something that I know is going to resonate with you, and that is price. So if you've ever sourced a concrete floor tile, a porcelain tile that looks like concrete, you know you get what you pay for. There's the cheap stuff and there's the high-end stuff. A high-end porcelain tile, large format, is probably going to run you around $12 a foot, and then you have to install it. It might be close to $15, $17, $18 a foot before you're done. My concrete floors, honed, finished, sealed, $5.75 a foot, and that's here in South Florida, guys, where our market is expensive. So huge savings. In my mind, a much better look. If I can't connect with you on green, I'm sure I can connect with you on cost. But let's look at one more thing about the concrete floors. Why are they green? The simple answer is I'm reusing. They were already here, okay? So I didn't have to buy and source a porcelain tile. I'm not picking on porcelain. I'm just giving an example that probably came from Italy or Spain, and everything that went into making that tile and getting it across the ocean and then getting it here and installing it. You get the point. Much lower carbon footprint if you simply reuse what's already here. Okay, and on that reuse, let's look at furniture now. I'm going to show you some real cool furniture ideas that we used. Remember, guys, it's always going to be better for the planet if you can reuse something that would otherwise go to the landfill. Let's check out some of my cool reused furniture so you can get some ideas for your house. All right, well, you're going to see here some reclaimed wood tables, but I really love this old workbench that's now been saved from the landfill and repurposed as a TV stand, or not a stand, but you get the idea. It could be a stand. And in keeping with that, check it out. Instead of a big, expensive particle board bookcase, we instead opted to use some reclaimed shelving. This is shelving that came from an artist studio, and since we really wanted the books to be the focal point here, We did a minimalist style install with just old shelving turned into new shelving. I think you can agree it looks great. Big money saver as well. Sticking with that, I'm not going to show you too much of my daughter's bedroom because it's always really messy. But here you have, once again, reusing furniture. This is stuff you can get from the thrift store. You can see her desk under all that clutter is literally from the Salvation Army. Just painted it. And around the other side, I put some new cabinet pulls on it. You get the idea. Really cool stuff. Doesn't have to break the bank. Keep it out of the landfill. It's a win-win. Okay, guys. Next is going to be our countertops. So many choices in countertops. This is one instance where perhaps synthetic is actually going to be a greener option. In this case, quartz countertops. A lot of these quartzes these days have recycled materials in them. And then even down to the silica that's used and bits of glass, things like that. Plus, a natural stone being quarried out of mountains, tearing apart a mountain somewhere isn't the greenest option. Not to mention, they're very heavy pieces. They get transported very far and huge carbon footprints with getting, say, a slab of granite or something like that. So, this is an instance where you might want to consider doing some research on a synthetic countertop material. Now, keeping with the countertops, let's move on now to the cabinets. We don't have wood floors, so I'm going to talk about the cabinets, but we can talk about wood floors too. What you want to make sure when you're using wood is that you look for sustainably sourced wood. So the Forest Stewardship Council, that's a good one to look at. Let's see, over in Europe they have Environmental Management and Audit Scheme, I think that's what it's called. But you can look at it. You're basically looking for some sort of a label that attests to the fact that the wood that you're using is from a sustainably managed forest. And that's what we want. We don't want people clear cutting, tropical rainforests to provide a beautiful product for a house. We want sustainably managed forest. So do a little bit of research, find what you like, but then please check the labels, do some research, and make sure you can feel good about that product. Okay, we talked about the concrete floors. Let's talk about rugs. One of the things I'm going to try to steer you towards, two things actually. One, natural versus synthetic, and the fibers, much healthier for you. We're going to get into that in another video. But secondly, once again, like the furniture, recycle, reuse when possible. So you're going to see behind me here, hopefully it's going to come out here, we've got a secondhand reclaimed Moroccan rug from Etsy. It was not expensive. Guys, Etsy is a great place to source some really cool stuff, but also some secondhand stuff. And then you're also going to see it's on top of a jute rug, and you're going to see that throughout the house. That pattern repeating itself. Natural rugs, natural fibers, and recycled, or not recycled, but reused, reclaimed, in this case, natural wool fiber rugs. So check out Etsy, and when possible, reuse rugs. Hey, the pattern continues here. Just wanted to show you, this is obviously function in that it's a table, but it's also art. But again, there's a bicycle. I thought that was a really cool way to reclaim something old and kind of turn it into something new and useful. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed the tour of my house. Hope you picked up some good green tips. Remember, when you can find something that's affordable and it's stylish and it's green, that's just a winner, and you go with that, okay? So stay tuned for the rest of the videos. We're going to be covering green options outside your house, and we're also going to be covering some health tips and some energy tips and some health tips for things you can do inside your house to be more energy efficient and also have healthier products in your house. I hope you'll enjoy those videos too. Remember, it's the little things we do in our daily life today that make such a big difference in all of our tomorrows. Thanks for watching.